and that ended up being cool or whatever. But at the same time, I was just like, I'm focused on dance. Like I was gonna go to TWU for dance. I was like, I'm gonna go for dance, and that's it. And not till my dad and them was just like, you should focus on broadcast journalism. Like dance is a hobby. You know, this is more your passion. And I was just like, you know, I understand them now where they were coming from. But if I tell parents now, believe in your kids' passions because that is their purpose.
That's what they want to do.
So I did that for my brother, and that's why he got his master's in theater and film.
There
So
we go.
he's in New York. So
That's
I
awesome.
definitely bestowed that knowledge upon him to like know that this is what you want to do because you're going to enjoy pursuing it.
Yeah.
So it's a difference. But when I went to college and I stopped dance, and I was also playing tennis, I stopped tennis. I ended up joining different clubs, and one of the clubs I joined was the Cast, and they asked me to write a monologue for the Alphas. They were throwing some type of sickle cell anemia event, and I was just like doing research on sickle cell, and I had to write a monologue. I wrote the monologue, did the monologue. After the show, they were like, "You were the poet," and I'm just like, "No, that was a monologue." And they were like, "No, you're a poet. Like you're a poet," and I was just like, "Nah." Monologue. And then all of a sudden I started hanging out with two other dudes that they were like, we are poets, and they freestyle too. They was from Houston. I was like, man, I freestyle with my cousin all the time. I was like, matter of fact, I got a whole book of different stuff, and it's kind of like poetry. I guess I am a little poet. I don't know. And then all of a sudden he was like, girl, you silly, you ain't got no book of full of. I was like, no, look. I started reading it to him. He was just like, come with me to this open mic. And I'm like, okay, I'll go to the open mic. I go to the open mic, and literally I'm just sitting there like, this is live. And the guy comes up to me, he's like, next coming up to the stage, Richelle Scott. And I was just like, somebody got my name? And he was just like, that's you.
Yeah, signed you
and
up.
I was just like, oh, no. And they were just like, no. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. And I was like, hell no, I'm not scared. So when I went up there after I did that, I was just like, that's it. That was it. Like it came so natural to the point where I was like, I didn't even try. It felt good. It felt like an outlet, just like dance was an outlet. So, you know, after that, I was obsessed with Def Poetry Jam, and that's when I went back that Christmas break to Houston and was just like everywhere, as many poetry spots I could get to. And when I came back, I ended up opening for Sheehan, the Def Jam poet Sheehan at TWU, and that was just like law of attraction works so fast whenever you realize like that's what you're supposed to do.
So it's all. So the goal was then I got to get to Def Poetry Jam.
Def Poetry Jam, and then I did not see Def Poetry Jam popping off. I actually worked with a lot of great Def poets, and what happened was I went to Nationals for Slam instead, because that was, I guess, now that ceiling for poets. Like, you got to go to Nationals. You got to go to Nationals. And I really was not in tune with going to Nationals. I enjoyed poetry so much that, you know, at first I was like, oh, I can go slam and make money. All I got to do is put in some money and you can take home the pot. That's live. And I did it so much to the point where I already had qualified for regionals.
Oh.
And my homeboy knew I was not really interested in going to Nationals. You can see I'm not a real competitive person. Seriously, literally, I'm competitive, but not like that competitive. Like, like people would be like, "Oh, if I can only make it to Nationals," I'll be like, "Calm the fuck down." Like, it's not that serious. But he called me and was just like, "Yo, we don't have that many people tonight. Can you come? You know, be on the mic." Da da da. I was just like, "Yeah, I got some poetry. I come through." I came through. It was packed.
Yeah,
packed. I was just like, "You liar." And he was just like, Richelle, I know you wouldn't have came if I would have told you it was like to go to Nationals. And I was like, oh. He was like, nah, don't not try your best. Don't not try your best just because you know. So I ended up making the team, and I was 21. You had to be 21 to make it. And I had just turned 21, so I was able to go. If I wouldn't have done it, I would have been like Brave New Voices or the younger stuff. But at 21, I went to Nationals in Minnesota, and we got 17th in the nation out there, Dallas. And then Houston was like, you got to slam with us because you from Houston. And I was just like, bro, I was in college. Goodness gracious, what y'all expect? I can't just be driving to Houston, come slam and come back. Like, I still love y'all. I rep Houston all day.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's Texas. Like, we was repping in Texas out there. So
that's what's up.
It was good. I would never change that experience. I grew up a lot out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went off on somebody. I was like, yeah.
You went off on somebody.
Yeah, man. This nigga tried to approach me. I was like, you married with your turtle head. I was like, I'm not desperate, nigga. What I look like? You tried to holler at me while we was in Minnesota. I was like, bro, I know your wife.
You aggressive. You can tell.
I'm a very peaceful woman.
You peaceful.
You said I'm peaceful.
Listen to your music.
I'm peaceful.
There's some aggressive.
Oh, there's aggression in there.
You don't have time for excuses.
At all. Hello.
You don't. Not at all.
Fresh out of minutes.
Yes. Fresh out of minutes. That was clever. I was like, damn, we don't even use minutes no more.
Okay. and I get that from my grandma. I'm fresh out, baby. I'm fresh out. Yeah. They say that. I was serious.
When did you start getting, I guess, you're doing poetry and this is no music. So when are you like, are you even doing music? Like,
I came back from nationals, and sometimes I would go back and slam because everybody was like, "You just went to nationals, you don't slam," and I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm still gonna slam." So I came back out, I'm slamming, and I wasn't winning.
Okay.
And every time I get off the stage, they'd be like, "Dang, you was the best one." I'd be like, "Why I didn't win?" And it was the universe literally telling me like, "You're not just supposed to stay there. Yeah. You've done your work." Now that I look back, I'm like, a lot of those people are still trying to slam.
Yeah.
And it's like slightly sad, but at the same time, it's just like, I hope they.
Now, during that time, you was you was upset, I'm sure, about not
I
winning.
was confused.
Yeah.
I was
like,
just
why isn't this
I
happening?
remember one time this girl was just like, I gave you a 7 because that's my favorite number. Bitch, the highest number is 10.
Yeah.
It's not, nobody care about your favorite number in scoring.
She told you I gave you a 7.
Told me I gave you a 7.
It's a holy number, though.
I was like, that's why, because slam is in bars with drunk people. Yeah. And that's what I feel like makes slammers very great performers, because they have to perform for drunk people that really don't even know about poetry.
I understand.
That's what it's about.
Okay.
So it's people that's never, like, you say, how many people been to a slam? And people that raise their hand, they gonna probably get the scorecards. Like the host will make sure that they get the scorecards, and he will give them all the rules, and that'll be it. And then he'll tell the audience, your job is to sway the judges, and then judges, don't get swayed by the audience. Like, we build it up. We build it up. So, and it's such a great atmosphere to learn how to perform, because you about to get scored right there in front of your face.
Yeah.
So you gotta get some tough skin. So when I came back, and I was freestyling, I was at UNT, and I found out that you can go record, on campus for free. I was just like, oh, snap. And I had an organization out there still going called Poetic Justice. And everybody that wanted to rap or anything like that, I'd be like, yo, we can go record at the studio. Until they found out we was doing a lot of hip-hop music. It was just like, yeah, no, we're not doing hip-hop.
I was about to say, they were just letting y'all record for free. I was like, oh.
because we had to hook up. But at the same time,
they thought y'all was recording other types of music.
Yeah, like jazz, classical.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Somebody
just
playing the violin.
All you got to do is write it down on the thing, classical, jazz, hip-hop. He mix it all up in there.
Okay.
But somebody was just like, put it to music, like put some of your stuff to music. And I was just like, I don't know, we'll see. And I started putting it to music, and I would go to some of the spots in Deep Ellum, and I would go try out some of the raps from that earlier time that I did. And I would still add my poetry in there, just like a part of my set. And everybody was just like, yo, you need to go do this. You need to go do that. And I got the attention of this guy named Jesse Porter. Shout out to Jesse Porter out there in Dallas. He's a great PR person out there. And he helped me get open up for Kirko. He helped me open up for Duro. And that's when they was like popping at that time. So I was just like, yo, we on track.
Ice cream paint job.
Yeah, ice cream paint job. Then I got pregnant.
That's what we're getting at. Then you got pregnant.
Yeah. 2011. 2012, I got pregnant. Had my son. He over there in that room. And I told myself when he turned 3, I was going to get back in it.
You're going to get back in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got pregnant again. And I was like, okay, when he turned 3.
Then I'll get back
in it. So 2016, that's been from 2016, I started doing a lot of freestyles in my car. And I was just like, keep going, just keep doing freestyle. Because I didn't want to drop them off yet. I wasn't like good with myself to be like, hey, I'm gonna just let somebody watch them while I'm gonna go do this and do this and that. Yeah. But now that they're older and they understand, like almost every teacher at their school is just like, oh my God, I saw your video, girl, or something like that. And I was just like, just because my youngest son, who's with his dad today, he was just like, they was just like, oh girl, we know you do poetry. And AJ didn't told us y'all vegan. AJ didn't told us y'all that. And I'm just like, he don't say nothing.
Yeah.
He just be like, oh, yeah.
So wait. Just to clarify, your whole family vegan now?
Oh, me and my son?
Yeah.
Yeah, we vegan.
Damn, I knew you was vegan, but I was like, damn, kid vegan?
Oldest, he won't claim it.
He won't claim it?
My youngest claims it fully. My oldest, he still...
But how's the oldest not claim it? What does he do?
Because he'll go with my mom and my dad.
that fried
Try
chicken.
try to slide it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bacon.
That's got to be difficult because you're vegan, but I mean, we all black here, and we know older people in the family. They don't believe. There are a lot of older people that
Pork
are
and
like, y'all don't
fried
believe in
food.
that
And
vegan
the crazy
thing.
part is they both was in the bed, back hurt, knee
Yeah,
hurt,
yeah.
got 4 o'clock situation,
Can't figure out why.
got sleep apnea.
Can't
Yes.
figure out
and
why.
I'd be like,
I was like, you should probably not
look at
smother
your
that.
daughter.
Yeah, I understand.
I have all the research, and I've given them research and everything. And, you know, during Harvey, I blew up and was just like, stop giving them meat. And she was like, just have compassion, Richelle. They're kids. I was like, one, you asked me to have compassion about killing animals. 2, you're telling me how to feed my kids when y'all told me this what you're going to eat.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.